Welcome to the third video in Players at Sean's Highlands.
Yeah, player profile videos. Hopefully you're enjoying them. Certainly we look forward to any of your comments and feedback about them, because these are guys that are going to cause you some tricky nightmares when it comes to drafting. And now we're starting to turn our attention away from Dynasty. You may already have them on Dynasty teams and looking forward to the year ahead, and maybe you're actually now, hopefully our videos are giving you some thoughts about, oh, maybe I want to trade on this guy now before the season starts because I'm a bit worried. This guy will cause you nightmares. I want to talk about Corey Davis.
He's already caused because
let's talk about Corey Davis. Now, his ADP currently, have a little think on that for a minute. If you wouldn't be so bold to bring it up, that'd be really useful. But I'm just going to kind of bring up something about him. Every single year we've been talking about this is Corey Davis breakout year, haven't we? And it seems to be going on for a long time.
But it could be this year.
I mean, it could be. But how do you feel about this situation that is in Tennessee? I mean, let's be honest. I mean,
I don't like it.
It's not something that enamors me. I mean, I had a share of... Unfortunately, I ended up with a share of Corey Davis due to a team that had a few issues, and you end up trading yourself into a worse situation. And I know what it's like to have this guy on your team. And I had him last year. And
he's
I have to be honest,
72 now. He's fallen a lot. So
he has, but
people have lost the faith.
He needs to fall more, because I mean, again, yes, that's still low down, but it's still high enough up. I mean, in a 12-team league, you're still looking inside that sort of 6-round, 7-round territory. That's still very high value for a player.
6 round.
You know, you are likely to have always cemented a couple of running backs, a couple of wide receivers. I mean, you'd hope.
Well, let me just tell you some of the around him and see what you think.
Yeah, go for it.
Tariq Cohen.
Much prefer him, of course.
Marvin Jones.
Much prefer him, because I've got something.
Davis Murray. With the Saints.
Okay, no. Yeah, I mean, yeah, no.
Jarvis Landry.
Yeah, obviously Jarvis, yeah. I mean, he'll do a job, won't he? And it's a much more improved team.
Yeah. James White.
No, I think James White's stock value needs to come down a bit now. This is a different year, different era now.
So at least he is falling to...
It's falling, but it's not falling enough and not rapidly enough.
For how bad he is.
Yeah,
how bad the situation is.
I mean, if you examine him, could you bring up his data from last year? Would you be kind enough just to do that? Now, I know what it was like to own a share of this guy last season in the middle of the year, and I found this bloke a nightmare to try and work out when to play him and when not to play him.
Well, I can tell you the answer to that. Yeah, don't play him.
Exactly. If you can do anything but play him is the key here. I mean, I think we're both agreeing this is a guy to avoid. And it's not... really, because you can't really say this is a guy to avoid simply because of injuries and stuff like that. It's not that.
There's his game log.
So if we bring that up. I mean, we got something playing in the background there. That's okay. Let's just see what you think of that game log. So overall, then he had just under 900 yards, which sounds okay, and 4 touchdowns is the big issue, isn't it? And this is his problem. I think everything that yardage-wise is capped for 2 main reasons. The first one is quarterback, and touchdowns are capped because of quarterback as well. And I think they're going to be more of a running team anyway, and I would worry, where's the upside here? You know, you could argue this is your 3rd wide receiver based on his ADP, but I would argue that there'll be some big league formats where this guy has to be your 2nd.
What about the wide receiver help they've got coming in? Does that help him at all?
No, I think it just muddies the waters even further. And
they got Adam Humphries and AJ Brown.
I mean, Adam Humphries. See, the thing is, if they moved Corey Davis into the slot,
that's where Adam Humphries.
That's what I'm going to say. If they were moving him into the slot, which is what a lot of teams have done with players. A good example is like when Larry Fitzgerald, who obviously was elite, but they realised his age was catching up with him. What you do is you move him into the slot so he can utilise his. He doesn't need huge long field range. He can just do it underneath stuff, and because he's so good with his movement, he gets open. Adam Humphries naturally has that to his game, so he's in the slot. Corey Davis doesn't. I just think the downsides are even worse. I don't even think
the problem Corey Davis, or is the problem Marcus Mariota?
I think it's both, but I think primarily it falls down to coaching and quarterback, because Corey Davis probably is a bit more talented than I'm giving him credit for, if I'm honest. But this is your situation, this is your location, and this is your opportunity. And there's nothing in this that screams to me that this guy's going to have an easy year ahead of him. In fact, I really worry.
Games over 100 yards.
I really, really worry. I mean, how many of those games was under 80?
Well, how many were under 50? Let's start with that. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 games. 10 of the 16 games were under 50
yards. There's not much to say to that. 10 10 of the 16 under 50 yards. I mean, so you're not even getting what you need as
And only 2 over
serviceable numbers, and that's roughly 7.5 to 8 fantasy points in standard. You're not getting that. So he is an immense
only 3
waste.
games over 62.
It's just not worth it. So you've got to see that opportunity, location and situation for this guy screams of a disaster, and he's not even playing in the slot. So I'm avoiding. His ADP still needs to come down even further. Sorry. It's just not worth it.
Okay, there you are. I'm sure a lot of you probably aren't big on
Corey Davis, goodbye.
If you've ever owned him, you're probably headbutting the screen right now. So
he'll probably go and prove me wrong, and I'd love to see.
Blame Sean for that.
Yeah, thanks.
For bringing back. People can need counselling now, Sean.
They are going to need some counselling, but wait till the next one of this video when we talk about somebody very high profile. Then it's really going to need some counselling.
The good thing about redraft is you get to not pick him the next year. So
yeah, absolutely.
All right, thanks very much
for watching. Please like and subscribe.